everyone, meteorologist Jordan Derensberg here. I hope everyone's had a good afternoon. The time is now 1:45. I hope everyone enjoyed their lunch break like I did. And let's go ahead and let's get to the wall, and we're going to talk a little bit more about your forecast for this afternoon. So there's a live look right there. That is outside of the Kalahari Resort and Convention Skyline weather camera in Round Rock, where the Round Rock Chupacabras, they're going to be playing tonight. The Round Rock Express, of course, rebranding as the Chupacabras for that Copa de la Diversión that takes place throughout minor league baseball. And there you see Old Glory and the Lone Star State flag fluttering nicely in the wind there. And we're going to talk about how we're going to be drier this afternoon, like what we are right now because of that northerly flow, as well as tomorrow. But we do have a chance of maybe a few isolated storms that are possible as we head through the day tomorrow, or Sunday, I should say. But we've got an active pattern that once again could be making its way back in as we head into next week. And we need these active patterns, y'all, because we really could use the rain to help our drought situation. Temperatures right now are around the 80-degree mark, 79 at the airport, Camp Mabry checking in with 80. And right now we are looking at lower 80s in places like Pflugerville and Manor and South Austin, as well as Westlake. And we do have mid to upper 70s throughout most of the rest of Central Texas. We do have some mid-70s still straggling in northern sections of the hill country, including Mason, as well as Llano, Burnett, and Johnson City. But we do have lower 80s in areas south and east of Austin. Your allergy count has oak in the low, same store for weeds and grass. We do have mold still elevated, and we do still have good bits of alternaria on our sensor. So you want to make sure that you are taking your allergy medicine if you are allergic to alternaria specifically. Now let's go ahead and let's break down last night's loud thunderstorm that maybe woke some of y'all up. This is by the time we get to 5 a.m. That line of storms made its way right through the heart of the Austin metro. Now it wasn't severe warned at any point, thank goodness, but what we did have was quite a bit of that heavier rainfall. And with that saturated ground, we had a flood advisory for portions of Williamson, Travis, even Burnett and Blanco and Hayes counties as well. And that's huge for Burnett and Blanco counties because not all of the rain from this past week was counted on the drought monitor, and they've already started to see some improvement back down from that exceptional level of drought. And in fact, portions of Burnett County were the big winners for our rain totals. We had almost 3 inches at this particular LCRA gauge, which was 6 miles east-northeast of Marble Falls. Bertram had just under 2¼ inches. That gauge 8 miles south-southwest of there. And then we've got Backbone Creek at Marble Falls, get around 1¾ inches. Same story for the Tannehill Branch at Oak Springs Drive, that's here in town. And the Hickory Creek near Castle out in Llano County got a little over 1.5 inches as well. So very good news there. We only expect to get to the mid-80s, folks. That's because we have that northerly flow coming in behind that frontal system that came through after those storms. And we're going to be staying below average as we head through the day on Saturday. But then the temperatures rise up once again to the upper 90s by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. The catch to that is that we do have a chance of maybe a few of those scattered storms. It'll mainly be one of those backdoor systems that could come in from the northeast. At least that is what one short-range model is pointing out. But again, that is just one model. A lot of these other models don't really have much going on Sunday, which is why I've only gone with 20% at this time. Tuesday, we have a 20% storm chance, but the models are a little more uncertain with that. So we are definitely going to watch that very, very closely. But next week, we could have somewhat of an active pattern. But again, there's a lot that needs to be determined between now and next Thursday. So by and large, we don't really have a whole lot in terms of storm chances, but those storm chances are there, and we really could use that for our lake levels. Now, doesn't look like you guys have made any comments on anything so far on Facebook. Let's see what YouTube's got going on, because I know you guys recently, I believe, had commenting turned on once again. Gonna go ahead and look and see if that is the case. Gonna look at the live stream on KVU. Let's see if we have any. Oh, of course, a little bit of an ad. Now, doesn't look like it. Okay, so they turned the comments off. Okay, so comments still turned off. That's all right. We got Facebook, though, And doesn't look like anybody's commenting on anything real quick, but what I want to show y'all real quick are the lake levels and how it relates to the drought monitor. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the correct thing. Let me go ahead and put that in the boxes. There we go. Hold on. Let me redo those boxes real quick. Let's do box 1, max 1, box 2, cam 4. And it's just a tall box. There we go. And so there is the lake levels. Lake Travis was at 42% earlier this week. Lake Travis now up to 44%. Hopefully we can get more rises in that. The LCRA hasn't predicted any more rises, but they had some good rain. And remember, they don't account for rain that has not fallen yet when they determine the rise. So I have a feeling that with how much rain portions of the hill country right in that Lake Travis watershed got, Lake Travis should get some good rises from this, maybe around a foot or so as well. But we're going to watch that very, very closely because we know the importance of Lake Travis and Lake Buchanan and all the other local lakes right there along that Colorado River are for the Austin water supply, as well as the suburbs around it, such as Pflugerville, Leander, Cedar Park, Georgetown, Buda, Dripping Springs, those areas. We want to make sure that you guys are in the know when it comes to these lake levels, so that way we can know, okay, now you need to conserve water, right? Either way you slice it. It's a great idea to conserve water. Listen to whatever water restrictions are in place. Make sure you do that. And also continue to watch that flood operations notification system if you are out on either Lake Travis or Lake Buchanan or even Lake LBJ as well, because you want to make sure that you are prepared in case there are any dam releases, because that can really shift the surface of the water if you are near any of those dams. Let's see, what else can we look at? Okay, let's see if the latest model has Sunday showing some storms. Looks like, okay, y'all still do. About 6, 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's according to this one model. Now again, this is one model run, and a lot of those other model runs haven't really shown a whole lot. So Sunday, I mean, look at these temperatures getting close to 80, 98, 99. Triple digits almost in some spots. I don't see triple digits anywhere on this model data, but I wouldn't rule it out, especially given the drier air out in the hill country. But again, air that's more moist can't really heat up as fast as dry heat. So that's why I think we're going to stay in those upper 90s, because we're going to have a little bit more of that humidity in that atmosphere, and that's going to prevent a lot of that temperature increase later on in the day. And not to mention, we have that backdoor system that could be bringing us a few of those scattered storms as well. So again, we've had quite a bit of rain pass right through portions of central Texas, especially the Austin metro. Now, this was pretty linear oriented, which means we were going to be looking at mainly a wind threat rather than a hail threat, and maybe even a brief spin-up tornado. Thankfully, nothing severe materialized. So that's not as strong as Wednesday's supercell that created a 10-mile-long microburst path, as well as a 114-mile hail core path that stretched from outside the KV viewing area all the way through downtown Austin, and then on to the Bastrop and Travis County lines. So I've been on for about 10 minutes. If there are no additional questions or anything of that sort, I'm meteorologist Jordan Derensberg. Thank y'all so much for joining us this afternoon. I'll be right back here on KVU News at 4 with all of the latest on it.